So yeah, I think we're just coming up to the right spot here. But yeah, made me really excited for the 777 flight. Even though it's supposed to be 787-10, 777 is still a great aircraft, so I think this is going to be a good flight. Still have extra legroom, which for me is important, and I think I can see my gate, so that's a good sign. Let's get on the plane now. Let's not miss this.
As you can see, today's trip takes me running through Amsterdam Airport. I just got off KLM 737 from Lisbon. Now I'm on my way to San Francisco. I booked a tight 50-minute connection, so unfortunately I didn't have any time to visit the lounge. I was just making it straight to the plane, but that's okay. I'd rather make my flight than go stop in the lounge. Making my connection in Amsterdam was actually very easy. Since I already cleared security in Lisbon, all I had to go through was passport control to get onto the international side of Amsterdam Airport. It was a very easy process. In fact, there were people there waiting, asking if anyone had a short connection, which of course was me, with only 50 minutes, so they put me right to the front of the line and got me through no problem. It was very nice that they were able to do that for me, otherwise I probably would have missed my flight. It's always very relieving when you get to your gate and there's still a bunch of people standing there waiting to get on board. At least it feels better than when you're the last person on and they're calling your name. So at this point I was able to relax and start enjoying the fact that I'm on KLM. My 737 flight was absolutely amazing, so I was super excited to try out KLM long haul.
We made it. Actually pretty on time. I probably could have stopped somewhere, but I'm not going to risk it. Let's get on and see how... I'm just excited. This is a good flight. I really am excited for KLM. Let's see.
But around the corner, second bus to go. Hello there, how are you? 11-8? This part. What's this? Like a GoPro with a camera mount?
Yeah, it's like the microphone. Thanks.
Up front, KLM has their World Business Class cabin, which is set up in a 222 configuration. Now, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I personally love this. I typically fly with friends or family members or somebody else with me, and I love to have the window seat. So one of the hardest decisions is trying to decide, do we sit together in the middle or do we both take window and we don't get to talk to each other? So having the two seats by the window is actually my favorite configuration. So this is wonderful. But for today's flight, we're not there. We're back in KLM's premium economy, or basically their extra legroom economy seats, back in row 11. When I first walked up to this seat, I was stunned at just how tall the seat back was and how much legroom there was. To me, this is very exciting because I'm 6'3", I'm a pretty tall person, so having this legroom is super important. The pouch on the seat in front of me was also a good size and expanded pretty large. The tray table folds down in 2 pieces, but it's a pretty nice size. It definitely fit all my food well. It also folds away nice and high, that way it doesn't impact your legroom. I thought that was a pretty nice feature. There's also this little pocket where you can put literature and other reading materials, and of course above that you had the in-flight entertainment. The best part about the IFE was that it was adjustable, because when that person leans their seat back, you can still tilt it up, so you're looking straight at the screen. I found that a really nice feature. Also below the seat there was in-seat power, which was working, which is super nice. So overall in this seat, this is everything you could ask for an economy seat. I was absolutely impressed. There was maybe only one thing I would change, which is that I was missing one of my windows, but the one over my shoulder still worked just fine. Remember, I had a same-day plane change. I was supposed to be on a Dreamliner and they swapped to the 777, so unfortunately I didn't have time to investigate that.
One thing that's super nice about these seats is they actually fit. Headrest isn't too low. It's very rare that I find seats with headrests that actually are my height. Usually they're way too low for me. And also the adjustable headrest is super nice. I think it's going to be a good flight. There's a ton of legroom. I really wish I had this on the overnight flight on Air France, honestly. So far things are looking really good. I'm excited.
After checking out my seat, it was time to sit back and enjoy this beautiful 777 takeoff out of Amsterdam. Shortly after takeoff, the flight attendants came around and served lunch. I absolutely love how they have their beverage carts decorated. I really like the plateware, and it's more interesting than what you get at normal airlines, where it's just a plain beverage cart. I inquired about alcohol, and they said that they're only serving beer and wine at the moment, so I got a glass of white wine. Overall, the food looked great, it was a wonderful portion size, and the wine was cold. What more can you ask for when you're flying economy? This lunch on KLM was pretty good. I do have to say that overall KLM's food is pretty carb heavy, but that doesn't mean that the flavors aren't there. The food tastes really good, and dessert, of course, was wonderful. But if you don't like carbs, it might be hard for you to eat food on KLM because pretty much everything I had from the short haul flight to this long haul flight was carb heavy. After lunch, I decided to open up my blanket that was on the seat when I boarded the plane. There are no individual air vents on KLM, however, these blankets were thick and plush, so if you get cold easily, these blankets will work wonderfully. After settling in, I wanted to check out the in-flight entertainment. Really, the only thing I cared about was the map, but when I was going through the IFE, I was very impressed, especially considering this 777 was a bit older. They really have nice screens with plenty of options. There was tons and tons of movies to pick from, there were plenty of TV shows to pick from, there was music, there was all kinds of things in here to keep you busy. There was games you could play, there was even a section for kid-friendly stuff. And then of course, at the bottom of the page, my favorite, the map. You had all different ways to look at the map and see where you're going and where you're headed and how fast you're moving. That's my personal favorite, but if that's not your favorite thing, that's okay, because there was plenty of other things to do on this IFE. It was really amazing how much stuff there was, so nice job to KLM on this one.
Well, this crew is genuinely fantastic. They're so nice. They brought back, actually I got a whole bunch of them, chocolates. They're super nice. They're so friendly. I'm having a wonderful time. It's already been a few hours and it feels like it's been 20 minutes. They're fantastic. Love these guys. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
After my wine-induced confessions, the flight attendants came around and offered me a business class amenity kit. It was a super nice gesture. They saw me recording, they knew I was an aviation geek, and they decided to give it to me because they had an extra one. It was a really nice touch. After that, I decided to go take a walk and check out the bathrooms. Of course, being on a 777, the bathrooms are much bigger than what you get on like a 737, my least favorite bathrooms. So this was really nice to have the space. I found the flooring to be a nice touch, the soap was nice quality. There's even an outlet for you to plug in, I don't know, a hair blow dryer, maybe a shaver, something like that. Everything in here was overall really well put together. I also found it really interesting how there was mirrors all over the place. Behind the toilet, on your right side, on your left side, there were just mirrors all over. You kind of created this mirror inception, but it was cool. After I was able to escape the bathroom, I found this little basket full of snacks. It's kind of hard to see with the lighting. For some reason they had most of the lights off, even though this was a day flight. But both KLM and Air France had a little basket in the back where they kept snacks. You could grab them at any time. It was really quite nice. In fact, the ones on Air France I think I liked a little bit more, but either way, it's a nice little touch to have a little spot where you can go get food anytime during the flight. KLM's 777-200ER comes in a 3-4-3 setup in economy, all seats having 31 inches of pitch and 17.5 inches wide. This is spread across 2 cabins with a bathroom in the middle, as well as the bathrooms in the far back. This is a pretty standard economy setup, especially for a 777, and the 31 inches of pitch is also pretty average. However, in front of the economy section is the economy comfort section, which is where I was seated, and those seats come with 35 inches of pitch. They're still 3-4-3 across, however the 35 inches of pitch is a lot more generous than other airlines give you, and I found the legroom to be absolutely plentiful. I love this seat so much, especially being a tall person. I really enjoyed that extra couple inches of legroom. It made all the difference, and it made the seat super comfortable.
Alright, so crew just came around with some more snacks. We have a bottle of water, which is perfect. Always need more water. And a handmade sandwich. Looks good, let's try it out. It's really just bread and cheese and some sauce for a spread. detail on the sandwich. How everything's sourced. One of the greenest cheese dairies. So everything's really ethical, very green. It's really awesome. I like that. It's really nice getting these whole rows to myself. It's one thing that's gonna be sad because I won't have the whole row, but then airlines are making more money, and that's a good thing. But it'll make me sad because I don't have all this room to myself. It's crazy. Honestly, the crew is just wonderful. I keep, ask for another bottle of wine, and they just keep bringing me more snacks. I don't even know where these come from. They're so nice. I don't even ask for snacks, they just show up, but of course I eat them. They're all really good, but they're such nice people, really. This is such a wonderful flight. They're fantastic. It's awesome. Now I gotta try these. Pizza flavor.
After I finished my sandwich, I started eating the snacks that I picked up from the back of the plane and just playing games on my phone and just hanging out. We had several more hours to go, so it was time to just chill, play some games, and relax. After playing around on my phone for a few hours and getting in a quick nap, it was time to come into land. But first, there was one more meal. The crew came around and gave out margarita pizza pockets, as well as a pasta salad and a gluten-free brownie.
This is really good. It was nice to have a hot meal right before landing, too. Brownie, of course. Oh yeah. It's actually one of the better meals. It's pretty good. So, I gotta be honest, when I left the house today at 2:45 or 3 in the morning for the 5 a.m. flight, I didn't get anything to eat. I just packed up and left. And it was a 2.5-hour flight up to Amsterdam, and I had no time for the lounge because I had, a 50-minute connection and passport control and everything to go through. So I basically just ran straight to the gate. So I was kind of worried that I was going to go hungry on this flight. I was like, maybe I have to ask for extra meals, but the amount of food they've served here has been wonderful. It's really filling. There's so much stuff, and they have extra sandwiches out in the back. So it's been quite a nice flight. And of course the service has been wonderful. Really everyone on board is super nice, so this is fantastic. Definitely a better experience than I had in Air France. Not that Air France is bad, this is just way better. So yeah, I'm so full though. I'm so glad I'm full because I had nothing to eat all day. It's been good. It's good food too. I like it. Anyway, I think we're about an hour and a half from San Francisco, so last meal's down. They're gonna clean up. I'll finish my wine, get on the ground, and then it'll be home back to Denver for me. But this has been a great flight. Absolutely wonderful. Got that figured out, didn't I?
Unfortunately, it was time for this flight to come to an end. And with this butter smooth landing, it kind of hit me. We're back home. And unfortunately, we have to get off the plane. No more drinks and no more food. Ugh, sad day.
Okay, good luck.
Fantastic.
Good to hear. You're welcome.
It's my first time. I'll be flying a lot more.
Oh, okay, you're welcome.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
You have everything with you?
Yeah, I know. I have extra stuff I just throw on top. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Thought I'd stop here and talk about this for a minute before I go through customs and everything, because I got plenty of time. And I got to repack my bag. I ended up with so much extra stuff. They gave me so many things. They were so nice. I don't think I can say that enough. It's probably getting annoying, but honestly, this is one of the best cruises I've ever had of any of the flights I've ever done. I mean, it's kind of like getting, you know, your best Alaska crew and then some. They were just so nice. Everyone on board was fantastic. And that was for both flights, you know, even the 737 flight from Lisbon up to Amsterdam. They were all super nice. Everyone in the airport in Amsterdam was super fantastic, so wonderful people. The food on board was good. Maybe not my favorite. I actually think Air France has a little bit better food, but I would not complain about it. The food was really, really good overall. The seat was fantastic. Because of my Delta Platinum medallion status, I do get upgraded to the extra legroom economy seats for free. Air France doesn't offer that, so that's a big downside for me. I really like the extra legroom. I was actually able to get a few hours of sleep, which is nice because I don't usually sleep on planes, so I found that seat to be awesome, especially because the headrest was a little taller. It actually fit and held my head in place, so that was nice. So yeah, that was great. I was really disappointed I did not get to get on the 787-10, but the 777 pretty much has the same seats and the same layout inside in terms of like legroom and stuff like that. So I was still very happy with the seat and the plane overall. And I mean, a 777 is fantastic, especially when Delta retired there. 777s are good planes, so it's nice to get on them. So yeah, overall, I have many more mileage runs I'll be doing in the future, and I'm now going to be doing a lot of them on KLM. KLM is fantastic. I might even avoid Air France a little bit just to be on KLM. I'll take more stops and more layovers because more flights are always better, right? But KLM has really knocked it out of the park here. I wasn't hungry when I got off. You know, I woke up at 3, had a 5 a.m. flight, didn't eat. And at the end of this flight, I'm like stuffed full. There was so much food, it was fantastic. So anyway, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Comment down below what you think your favorite part of KLM was, and if you prefer KLM or Air France, which one's better for you. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below and hit that notification bell so you know when I post my next review. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, now we have to go to customs. Ugh.